you cannot say transportation logistics without saying CSX. In the last 190 years, this company has set themselves apart by being recognized as one of the most well-known international, sustainable, adaptable, and innovative companies in this field. So for me, as a future employee, this is one of the best companies I think available not only in the US but also in the Jacksonville area because they are housed in the Jacksonville area. Um, as a leader, CSX has stood out for its safety and progress. And it's also really well known for the different options that they have for their employees. So those are a few things that stand out to me. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is sustainability and social responsibility. Those are two values that are really important to me and I think really stand out for CSX as a company. So every year they publish a sustainability report to the public that talks about all the things that they've done in their past and all the things they hope to do in the future. So it's a really great way for them to stay ethically open as well to help make changes for them in the future. Um, so in the last one that was published in 2015, they spoke about several different initiatives that they are planning on doing that will be really great for sustainability and social responsibility. So the safety train is one of those. The safety train is basically a train that goes around the US and has about 20 stops, and they stop in different communities that are affected by CSX. And they talk about different safety initiatives and responses that they hope to integrate into the company. And it's a really great way basically for not only the company to stay in tune and work together well, but it's a great way for them to communicate with the community as well. Not only does it come off as the company being safe, it's also a really great way for them to interact with the public. They also have a 20-year partnership with the American Red Cross with a program called Play It Safe, which basically means that they work with pedestrian and motorist safety near train tracks, which has been a really effective way for them to make a difference in the safety of pedestrians and motorists near train tracks. So that provides basically education to the public on that issue. Another big thing that seemed to be a really big issue, especially in 2015, was weather safety. There was a really hard winter, and basically CSX had to make a lot of adaptations, not only to their equipment, but also their communities because of that. So they made a lot of technological changes to their different trains and things, and they also worked a lot with programs within their communities to be better prepared for different weather emergencies. So I think that that was a really great way for them to basically like have really great public service. So adoption is another thing that really stands out for CSX in the community. They've really stood out for that for public image. So basically, if there's a train track that's no longer being used by CSX and kind of is just sitting there, they'll tear it up and create public space. So they'll have like bike trails and different public parks. So it's a really great way for them to give back to the community and prevent waste. So it's a good way to promote the reuse section of the recycling chain. And then in addition, within the years of 2000 and 2015, they created over 62,000 jobs between the US and Canada. So that's really amazing. And then the last thing that stands out there is the Service Excellence Initiative, which is basically a way that they create a more dynamic work environment. So they have a really diverse group of people that work together at CSX. And once a week, they all meet up and talk about customer service and just general customer issues. It's a really great way for them to not only solve issues for customers efficiently, but it's a really great way for different departments of the company to work and communicate really positively and just generally well together. So for me, as a future employee, that stands out a lot to me. I want to work for a company that communicates efficiently and provides like a positive work environment because that's going to make me a generally happier person. It's going to make the whole company a lot more efficient. So I think that's really important. So the last thing I'll cover is innovation. They've, I mean, the world of transportation logistics is constantly being innovated, so that's something that they're going to have to be great at. But CSX has really stood out for that because they've made so many great progresses in recent times, especially. So the Coast to Coast Connectivity Program is one of those programs that's really stood out to me. Basically, they've really improved trade between Canada and the U.S. In recent years with this program. They've basically installed new trade routes that have proven to be more efficient and have made a really big change in the trade relationship between those two countries. They also have a multi-generational workforce, which basically means that they not only hire baby boomers and Generation Xers, but they also hire millennials, and actually a third of each of those make up for the whole workforce. So it's proven to be a really positive work environment because there's a different age group working together and there's different education levels based on that. So you've obviously got people that are working there for longer and then people that have a more updated education. So it's proven to be a really effective way for them to learn together. Um, they've also got the Born Mover program, which basically um, like calls out people for their individual achievements. It's a really positive thing for the company. Overall, CSX is a really, really strong company, and they've proven to be really dynamic in the field of transportation and logistics. Through sustainability, adoption, and innovation standards, CSX has basically really stood out in their field, and for me, they're a really competitive company that I hope to work for after graduation. Um, they participate in many activities that have proven to show that they are fair, healthy, and effective workplace, not only for future employees, but also for their clients. So for me, that means that when you say transportation logistics, I'll always think of CSX.